Documentation is a form of assessing young children that is continuous and seeks to understand many different nuances about young children, what their interests are, what they know and understand, and what misconceptions they have. Rinaldi tells us that documentation is the process of gathering evidence and artifacts of what happens in the classroom. Documentation is also the physical collection of evidence and artifacts, which can include photography, children's work, and teachers' notes. Documentation is also the reflection and analysis of the collection that's recorded. Teacher reflection allows them to understand what ideas the child has. Documentation also refers to the presentation of that collection, or a part of it, in a way that makes children's learning visible to the children, to the teachers, to families, and to visitors. These often take the form of a collection of documentation panels, videos, artifacts, and children's work. Documenting your observations is essential for effective planning. We'll continue to explore specific tools for observation and documentation throughout this lesson, but first, take a moment to view this short video clip. It's important to remember that observing a video is not the same as observing in the classroom. Observing a video provides you with the luxury to focus on specific situations, whereas observing in the classroom provides many more distractions. However, video observation does allow you to practice your observation skills, and you can observe several times to catch what you might have missed at first. As you watch the clip, write down anything that you think is important. Save your notes from this observation because you'll use them again.
The baby likes the bubbles. You like to play in the water, don't you? When we wash our hands. Let's turn the page. Rub-a-dub-dub. It's fun in the tub. You see the ducky there, Callie? He likes this page. This is one of his favorite pages right there. Okay. Oh, look. Haley, look. A swim in the pool is really cool. Look at that baby. What's on that baby's eyes? Glasses. Those are sunglasses. And what are these? Goggles. You're right, Callie. You hear? She's talking about the bubbles. Whoa, he's trying to get down and get to the book. Watch him. I think he got it. Wow. You gonna turn the pages for him so he can see the other babies? He's getting excited. Watch him. He's standing up on his feet. Oh, let's let go of the hair. Look, there's the cup. There's your favorite page. I love playing with the water. Yeah, there it is. He usually smiles when he sees that page. Yeah, are you trying to get the baby? The baby's in the book. Oh, there he goes. He's got it, holding it tight. Oh my goodness, Bryson. You know what, Haley? There's another book just like this one. Can you go find it for me? It's on the shelf. Will you go find it over there? I see it. Guess what? Haley's gonna go get the other book so she can look at one and you can look at one. Because I think you really like this book. You wanna read that one? Okay, you bring it over here and I'll read it to you. Haley chose a different book. And we're gonna read that one. Wow, look at this one. Listen and look. Oh my goodness, I wonder what that is. Who does that look like? Oh, look at this. What is that? Well, you know what that is? It's a skunk. It kind of looks like a kitty cat, but it sure don't smell like one. It smells really bad. You want it? Ooh, it smells really bad. A skunk does. Yeah, a kitty cat, you can maybe make it smell better, but a skunk has a perfume that it sprays if it gets scared, and it smells so bad it makes your eyes water. Might make you sick. It's really strong. You need help getting your book, Bryson? You got it again, didn't you, baby? That's good. Well, I don't think he's ready to give the book up. I think he wants to hold it for a while. He likes the other babies in it. Maybe those are his friends. You think those babies are his friends? Do you want to come sit too? Here, sit right here, Macy. Turn around and sit right there. Good job. Haley gave you room too. That was so nice of you, Haley. You do? Oh, look at that. I wonder what he's going to do now. He's filling up the blanket. See, it's smooth. Yeah, it's smooth. You want to feel it, Haley? It's very smooth. Wow, I like the way the blanket feels.
When you observed this clip, you used a system of some sort to see important details. And you probably wrote down many of those details. Did you notice any important language or nonverbal communication? Did you notice any cues about this infant's fine motor skills? How about gross motor skills? Are there any important factors about his social development that you observed? What is this child interested in? What does he know? And what can you plan next for him? It's important to share documentation with the children, the parents, and the community. Final presentations of children's learning can take the form of a documentation panel, a book, video clips, or a combination of these items. Sharing the photos and conversations you've recorded with children give them an opportunity to revisit the moment in time, talk about their thinking and understanding during the process, and scaffold their learning. Sharing documentation can help them move to the next level, or understand or solve a problem, or think critically about misconceptions they might have had. Sharing documentation with families helps them to see the important work their children are doing at school. Parents will have insight into their children's perceptions of the world, and that insight can change the course of what teachers do in the classroom. Parents who view documentation and process may find ways to contribute and support the work of the children at school. Documentation can be an advocate tool for the work you do with children. When final documentation displays are made public, they show community members the deep thinking that children do and the value that quality care and education bring to a community. Community members will delight in the children's thinking process and come to realize that these young citizens have much to contribute.
One of the best things about documentation is when you have created something that highlights children, their experiences, their joys, and all of the fun that they're having. And you get to share that with parents. Their children had a really fantastic whole learning experience, and they didn't get to be there. But then it was like they were there, because not only did their children get to share with them, but they had pictures and there were quotes and stories. And I mean, it's fantastic. And sharing with families is just, it's part of what makes teaching special, because it's not just about any one person. It's actually about the whole community, and it's precious to be able to document and share and show and connect with everybody. It's really special.
Well, the video was very easy to learn how to use, surprisingly easy. I use the video in a few different ways. First of all, I found that it was a wonderful assessment tool, especially for assessing and documenting social interaction, language development, and problem-solving skills. Those, to me, are really challenging things to document by writing them down or just pictures. So I found that the video camera was very helpful. During the parent-teacher conferences, I found that it was a wonderful tool to be able to show the parents what their child was doing and be able to talk about it with them. Because when you're looking at a video, you can pause it and you can talk about it. And so I thought that was very helpful. During one of the conferences, I was able to share with a parent a clip of her son writing down the word crawdad. We were looking at crawdads and observing them and studying them that day, and I had the word written out. And this little boy had looked at the word and wrote the word down. And without the video, I would have thought, well, you know, that child is good at writing this word or being able to copy these letters. But when I revisited it through video, I was able to see that he looked at the word one time and wrote a chunk of the word, wrote craw, and then looked at the word again and then wrote the last part of it. So through the video and revisiting video, I was able to get further insight of what type of learner he was. And I was able to have a better understanding and be able to share with his parents that he is a visual learner. And this is what I see. Is this something that makes sense to you, or do you see this kind of thing at home? And immediately they were able to share many, many stories. But it's something I would have missed if I did not revisit that moment in the video. And now that I've done that, I can't imagine doing my parent-teacher conferences without the use of video, because I was able to share so much information that way and answer a lot of questions that parents had.
We like using video and then showing it to the children because their reaction is so amazing. It's a learning tool. They look at it again and they get re-engaged. The revisit of it is so valuable. They're using the language that we used during that experience, and the recall and the recognition.
It's a giggle movie.
It's a giggle movie? And noticing tiny details that they weren't noticing when they were in the experience, and noticing what their peers are doing during the experience is just so amazing. To actually have them review a video, you can actually assess what they took away from that experience. For me to assess what they got out of it the first time and then to review it and see what they're getting out of it again, it's a whole other level that I hadn't thought of previously, and I think that's amazing. So today, a little girl that enjoys video saw it and she said, "That's me." And she said, "I want to see more." So I showed her several clips. I showed her one of her drawing on the easel. She could recall what she was drawing. She named who she was drawing next to, and she relived the experience of drawing.
Drawing Elmo.
She was drawing. And I think it also made her, think, oh, I want to go draw again. That would be a good thing for me to go do. So that was a great visit with Amber about a choice that she could make. Another video was about her and a group time reading a story.
It's me reading a story.
What's it about?
Having a nest.
Having a nest. And the amazing thing there was, when we watched it, she was anticipating the next page, and she was anticipating the story and using the vocabulary and naming the characters, and all of that was so rich. What did Mommy say?
What's all the fuss about?
What's all the fuss about? You remembered what she said.
What's all the fuss about?
What's all the fuss about?
Such a wonderful experience, and we relived that story with her classmates again.
I want my mommy.
How are those owlets feeling?
Sad.
It was like reading a beloved book over again. But she also commented on the peers, well, there's so-and-so listening to the story. And she was actually seeing it from a different perspective than just herself. Want to stop or keep watching? Keep watching. We could do it again, or we could include more students. She knew all that vocabulary. She could predict. She could anticipate. She was just thrilled. It was just amazing. And then what happens is other kids come by and they see themselves too, and it's like this whole experience that you're re-experiencing. Their reaction is so spontaneous, and also their reaction to seeing their friends in the video, they just love it. And then I think it just motivates them to go do something else because they see all the fun things, and it's kind of like reinforcing for them. It's just wonderful watching the video with the kids and reliving the moment. I just think that when she was giggling and she was so excited, it was just reassuring me that I'm doing the right thing.
I want to watch another one.
Documentation is extremely valuable in terms of being able to set up and plan curriculum. First of all, it's really important to understand what the interests of your children are and what they're passionate about. And so from the moment they come into the classroom on the very first day, I am observing and I am documenting and I'm gathering information about what their interests are, where their strength lies, what challenges they have. And then I use that information to really help me plan my curriculum and decide what I am going to provide for them, what types of materials they need, what types of activities that I provide. I'll put something out that I might think that they're very interested in, and if I see that there's not a lot of interest, then I am flexible enough to then move on. And if they're very interested in it, by documenting and looking at what's happening a bit closer, I can bring more things out and new things and expand on the things that I've provided.